Hey there, Doc. Dr. Scott Doherty from Chiro Launch here. Just getting my last little bit of camping in here before school starts and the kids go back to school this year. They're up in the cabin still sleeping, so I figured I'd come down here and talk to you a little bit. That is the Cedar River behind me. Very, very low this year. Pretty common across the United States. I'm sure we don't have it as bad as some, but it is awfully low. That's usually a good, some good rapids behind me there at the where those rocks are. Anyways, just wanted to chat with you real quick. I'm about to start my fall tour here, just kind of putting it together, you know, planning where I'm going to be and whatnot. Middle of August, so I guess it's coming up here in just a few weeks. Start of September, I'll be traveling across the entire country again here, September, October, early November. So I want to touch base with you. Wrapped up my spring tour, and it was crazy. We had a lot of fun. I pretty much took the whole summer off, been doing a lot of this, a lot of camping, a lot of time with the kids. Got some bugs out here. So I'm really looking forward to this fall tour. The way I did it in the spring really seemed to work out for my doctors, my clients. So I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen here in the fall too. I know you've been getting my emails for a while. I'm sure you've seen a few of these videos, but I just want to take a couple minutes to explain my evaluation procedure. Hopefully explain why it should be a no-brainer for everybody out there, for every doctor out there. I don't see why anybody wouldn't take advantage of this. I do have a longer video I made in the spring, which I can link you to down below or something. It explains a little more detail, but I just want to give you the basics. Basically, I do these tours. I pick out areas, little regions I'm going to go to. I contact a bunch of doctors like yourself. I let them know I'm coming, and I get a bunch of phone calls. When I go to a region, I might get anywhere from 10 to 15 phone calls, and I'll pick out docs that I can work with and kind of travel around a little bit. And I go into your office and do these evaluations, and typically takes about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But we sit down and I get very intimate. I'd put my practice evaluations up against with any consultant out there. I think, you know, if you've done it before, a lot of consultants will, you know, get on the phone with you and kind of talk about your practice and get an idea for it, but ends up being pretty cookie cutter stuff. I get very intimate with the practice. I come into it, you give me a tour of the practice. You'll notice a lot of my docs are kind of surprised by how, I mean, I actually walk into every room, I look at every poster, I see what kind of equipment you have. I really get a feel for the space. And I've been in so many practices. Geez, I didn't count before this video. Usually I do. I think last count it was over 360 offices that I've been in the last 3.5 years. So I've seen a lot of things, and they're not all the same. I really pick up the little nuances, what makes a doc different. So when you take me through the space, I really get a good feel for it. Then we find a nice, comfortable space, and we sit down. We go over your stats. We find out, you know, where you are right now. You know, what are we starting with? And then you give me your goals. What are you trying to accomplish? We talk about how you practice. We talk about your staff, your marketing, your billing procedures. We pretty much go over everything with your practice in that hour and a half. And then before I leave, I didn't used to do this, but I've got this way that I just start talking. I start giving you some good ideas. You know, if I were you, I would do this, 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 and this. And I get great buy-in from my docs. Everybody's like, yeah, that's really what I should do. So even before I leave, you're going to get some good concrete ideas of how you can grow your practice immediately. But it won't take long, because typically 3 days later, we're back on the phone again. I go home, I type up an action plan for you. I draw out sequentially what you should do over the next 4, 8, 10 months, depending on what your goals are and what you have available to you, to hit that next level, to hit your goals, whatever that might be. And there might be another level beyond that, but this is that jump, that Chiro launch that I always talk about. What should you do in the next 4, 6, 8 months to get there? And I lay it out, again, step by step by step. So it's not, you know, you can do one of these 50 things. It is do this. And when you're done with that, do this. It really helps to overcome that shiny object syndrome. You know, oh, look at this neat marketing piece, or oh, look at this piece of equipment that I want to buy. I tell you exactly how to layer it, how to proceed so that you can get the best benefit for your, best return on your investment early, and then, move into some of those things that might be a little bit more complicated. But I show you the basics that you're missing, the opportunities you're missing, the obstacles to your growth. And again, I write that all out on paper. We get on the phone and we go through it step by step. So really, for the $95, which is no real surprise, we'll talk about the money later, but I only charge $95 for this evaluation. For that $95, it's an amazing plan. If that alone, and it is a standalone service, if that alone is all you do, you'll walk out with a real nice plan of what to do to grow your practice over the next, again, 4, 6, 8, 10 months. So that's how my plan works. Now, obviously, I'm not fooling anybody. Everybody knows that I don't make my living traveling the country doing $95 evaluations. I lose money doing that, but I love doing it. That's really what makes my brain work, and the strategy is kind of what I really enjoy coming up with. So I enjoy doing it. I don't mind losing the money, and quite honestly, on my coaching end, I make more than enough. And there's no hard sales pitch for me. I'm not going to be out there, well, hey, you did this $95 evaluation. I did all this work for you. Therefore, you owe me, and you got to, that's not me at all. The people who need my services find my services. Once I do this evaluation, these days, about 70% of the people that I do an evaluation for end up hiring me. I know my numbers, and you should know your conversion numbers as well. But again, no pushiness at all. The 30% who don't, they usually call me a couple months later, tell me how they're doing, and I'm very happy about that. But again, point being, I got enough people to hire me, so I'm not going to be pushy. I'm not going to try to sell you on my coaching and consulting. I'll certainly offer it if I think we're a good match, and that consulting is very intimate as well. Just kind of give you a quick heads up that typically has me come back on site again and actually observe you and practice and watch how you practice. Listen to your staff on the phone. Go through some of your EOBs, your files. Filling out HIPAA forms, obviously. So that we're all protected. But I actually get into your practice, actually, kind of become a partner with you and look around in it. I watch the whole thing and practice, and then we work together for a short period of time. I told you I'm all about that launch. So if we do end up working together, I don't have 2-year, 3-year contracts. It's typically 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and there is no contract. I do month-by-month coaching. I like to prove myself every month. So again, that aside, I won't try to push my coaching, but it is available. This evaluation, in and of itself, again, for $95. When I first started my consulting business, I charged $9.95 for these. And people called me up, they paid my travel expenses, they paid me $9.95, and I wrote up these action plans for them, and then I did coaching on top of that. But that was kind of inconvenient because they were calling me and I had to go out of my way. When I started actually traveling to do this more full-time, because I was doing a lot of real estate back then, which I still do, but I'm doing more of the consulting these days, I dropped the price down to $4.95, and then I dropped it down to $2.95. And then here lately, I've gotten so efficient with my travel and how I purchase flights and hopping from one city to the next, and I enjoy it so much, I decided to just charge $95. Again, it's not how I make my living. I'd rather do more evaluations at $95 than a few of them at $4.95 and have less opportunity to work with people. So for $95, this evaluation it's ridiculous, actually. It should be a no-brainer. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't take advantage of this. Whether you have another coach, whether you're doing great in practice, let's take that. Let's say you're doing fantastic. Like you don't even know how you could do any more. If I were to come in and find one little thing that's slowing you down, that could help make you a couple $1,000s more per month, why wouldn't you take advantage of that? For an hour and a half of your time and for $95, it just seems silly. Now, if you're struggling, I guess some guys are like, I don't have the $95 to pay you. Even more than, you should find the $95 because obviously, again, I can give you that nice setup plan and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, some things that you can do right, and get you moving the right way. And if you're anywhere in the middle, which is most of the people, I think there's a bug on the lens there. Anyways, hopefully that didn't bother you. Majority of our practice, they're kind of in that middle ground. They're making a living, they're struggling, they're getting by. I hope that's not you. I hope you're one of the ones that's doing fantastically. But if you're struggling, every month there's a struggle to kind of get by, and like I said, you're making money, you've seen enough patients, but it's just getting harder and harder to really make a living. Again, these are fantastic, these evaluations. Really helped a lot of people grow exponentially in a short period of time, because again, my coaching is all about a chiro launch. It's not about that long, slow growth. It's about really taking your practice from one level to the next quickly, and I can show you how to do that with this evaluation. So I hope you'll take advantage of it. Again, hopefully I've made it a no-brainer for you. If you want more information, I'm sure there's a link down below to go to my longer video, which is like 20 minutes long, really explaining how I do all this. But I just hope you take advantage of it. Again, I'm sure there's a link down below too, also to sign up for my evaluation. So go ahead and hit that, contact me, let me know that you're interested, and as I'm traveling around here from September through November, I would love to work with you and like I said, sit down in your office and put together this evaluation for you. So hit one of those buttons down below, contact me some way, and I'll look forward to talking to you.